Hello there and welcome to the news at 4 with me, Sabena Izuku. A federal high court in Abuja has struck out 2 of the 3 pending suits challenging the eligibility of President-elect Muhammadu Buhari to participate in the March 28 presidential election. The presiding judge, Justice Adeniyi Ademola, struck out the matter on Wednesday after the plaintiff indicated their intentions to withdraw the suit. Counsel to one of the plaintiffs, Mike Ozekome, informs the judge that his client had decided to withdraw the suit to enable the incoming government focus on the task of governing the country when the second case, which was filed by Max Ozuaka, was mentioned. His lawyer, Chike Amubi, also provided similar reasons for dropping the suit. The plaintiff had claimed in their suit that Buhari's failure to submit a certificate of academics qualification to Independent National Electoral Commission contravened provisions of the 2010 Electoral Act. The controversies surrounding the xenophobic attack by Nigerians continue to grow. A group of activists have protested at the South African consulate in Lagos. The group, which marched on the consulate, warned the South African authorities to do more to protect foreigners or face the consequences of the failure to act. South African consulates
guy.
South Africa has shut down its consulate in Lagos for 1 day in the aftermath of anti-xenophobia protests at its facilities in Nigeria. Its Consul General in Nigeria, Sam Monaisa, said in an email to the South African Business Forum and its nationals in Nigeria that the closure would remain in force until Thursday. He claimed that Nigerians were using the social media to blow the spate of xenophobia attacks out of proportion after the situation had been brought under control. The South African official also warned the foreign members and other citizens to stay alert and not move around unnecessarily in Nigeria. South African President Jacob Zuma has arranged a meeting with Nigerians and other African immigrants residents in the country. The meeting is also expected to include nationals from Pakistan and Bangladesh. The South African government disclosed this in a statement released today. The statement says that President Zuma will meet with organizations representing foreign nationals on Friday at the Sefako Makato Presidential Guest House in Pretoria. The meeting is part of the Building Lasting Partnership with stakeholders in the country to ensure that shameful acts on foreign nationals do not reoccur in the country. Foreign nationals have for years been successfully integrated into many communities in the country, and government thus seeks to gain lessons from these successes. Away from that, the Nigerian Labour Congress sees the xenophobic attacks in South Africa as a fallout of deep-rooted economic issues and bad governance. It described the attacks as Afrophobic because black South Africans do not see themselves as Africans. NLC spokesman Denjar Yakub told CoreTV News that the way out for the government is to implement people-oriented policies as well as reorient the people.
But there's nothing much more than reorienting, conscientizing South Africans for them to understand that these attacks cannot give them jobs. These attacks cannot give them money. These attacks cannot do anything more. It's the government. What can give them jobs? What can give them are government policies that are homegrown, policies that will industrialize South Africa, policies that will create jobs, policies that will send people to school. A lot of them are not in school. A lot of them don't go to school because they don't find it necessary to go to school. So those are things that can solve the problem. It's not just asking police to stop when it's palliative. The South African government needs to find a permanent solution to it.
President Goodluck Jonathan has sacked the Inspector General of Police, Abbas Suleiman, and appointed in his place Sunday Arase in an acting position. The development is coming less than 5 weeks to the end of Jonathan's tenure, and no reason was given for the decision. The presidential spokesman Ruben Abati revealed this via his Twitter handle on Tuesday before confirming it to State House correspondent. Arase was the head of the Force Criminal Intelligence and Investigation Department. He holds a bachelor's and master degree in law, as well as bachelor's and master degree in political science and strategic studies. He is also a fellow of the Nigerian Defense College. And away from that, Ghanaian President John Mahama has joined other world leaders in commending President Goodluck Jonathan for his display of statesmanship in the aftermath of the 2015 presidential election. He said the attitude of the Nigerian president would go a long way in consolidating democracy in the country. Mahama, who is also the chairman of the ECOWAS Heads of State and Government, spoke with State House correspondent after a closed-door meeting with President Goodluck Jonathan.
I have paid this visit in my capacity as chair of the Authority of Heads of States of ECOWAS to extend our commendation and congratulations to the people of Nigeria following the very successful elections that you had recently. If you recall, before the elections, I had come on behalf of the Authority of ECOWAS to give a solidarity message to Nigerians to step up to the plate and consolidate your democracy by having a peaceful, free and transparent election.
The ECOWAS chairman was also at the Independent National Election Commission, where he hailed the election management body for a great job. John Mahama told INEC chairman Atahiru Jega that the just concluded election had gone a long way in consolidating democracy in Nigeria.
Nigeria, as a member of the ECOWAS, has a lot to do to contribute to progress, development, peace and stability in the ECOWAS sub-region. And the ECOWAS, no doubt, has a tremendous role to play in terms of harnessing the resources and the energies of all countries in the sub-region in order to develop our region and to ensure that we promote peace and peaceful coexistence and also deepen our democratic development.
This election has consolidated Nigeria's credentials as a modern democracy in the ECOWAS community of states. And we will continue to work together with you. As President of Ghana, Nigerians and Ghanaians are brothers and sisters and each other's keeper. And so we have a very special relationship and we share the same values, we have the same interests, we share the same cultures, and so we will continue to share experiences. And I believe that this victory is as much yours as it is ours.
Morocco has assured Nigeria's incoming government of support and improved relations, and the Moroccan ambassador Mustafa Bou said this after a closed-door meeting with President-elect Muhammadu Buhari at the Defense House in Abuja. He maintained that Morocco and Nigeria have always had good bilateral relationship and pledged his country's readiness to continue same with the incoming administration. And away from that, Ghana's President John Mahama has called on his South African counterpart Jacob Zuma to bring perpetrators of xenophobic attacks to book. He said this shortly after paying a congratulatory visit on the President-elect Muhammadu Buhari in Abuja. Mahama, who is also ECOWAS chairman, also reaffirmed his commitment to cordial relations between his country and Nigeria. Payasembo has more.
This is Defense House, the complex where Nigeria's president-elect traditionally operates from, ahead of Inauguration Day ceremonies. And it is here incoming President Muhammadu Buhari is receiving the Ghanaian president, his first guest at the fortified building. Mahama, who is also the ECOWAS chairman, was emphatic on the peaceful nature of Nigeria's elections, which he says championed a new course for Africa's democracy. In congratulating the president-elect, the Ghanaian leader maintained that the real winners of the polls were Nigerians.
I'm here to congratulate him on his election on behalf of all the heads of states of the sub-region. Earlier this morning, I called on President Jonathan and also commended him for the maturity and statesmanship that he had shown in terms of conceding before the tally was done and calling President-elect Buhari to congratulate him. I think that Nigeria has shown a very good example for our sub-region that democracy and good governance have found a firm root in the ECOWAS.
The visit also provided an opportunity for the ECOWAS chairman to speak on the xenophobic attacks in South Africa. He recalled how Africans, especially Nigerians, fought against apartheid and urged President Zuma to ensure it doesn't happen again.
It is regrettable that the same people who fought against apartheid, are being attacked in this way. The pictures we've seen are very horrible. As ECOWAS, we've issued a statement condemning what is happening. The unfortunate thing is this is not the first time. It keeps flaring up. And so while we are condemning this incident, we must work with the South African government to ensure that this doesn't happen again.
The ECOWAS chairman also noted that as Africa's largest economy, Nigeria has a tax in its hand in the face of dwindling oil prices. President Mahama solicited support for the incoming government, which he is convinced will build on the successes of the Jonathan administration. Pius Samuel, CoreTV News, Abuja.
You're watching CoreTV News at 4. We'll take a short break, and when we return, there'll be more stories for you. Don't go away.
Every day, every hour, and every minute, news break in Nigeria. Things happen so fast, it's most times difficult to track and comprehend them. But that's what we do right here on Digit 360. 2015, would you want to come back again?
It's like asking Jesus Christ if he knew he was going to die, will you want to come back as the savior of the world again?
We do not just help you track the stories, we break them down, explore all the angles, analyze the issues so that you can fully comprehend the stories and use them to make the right decisions.
Welcome back to the news. For more information, you can reach us on our social media platform, and that's on facebook.com/CoreTV News, and on our Twitter handle @CoreTV News NG. For news updates and other programs, you can stream us live on youtube.com/CoreTV with the space in the news. President-elect Muhammadu Buhari says he will restore the dignity of law enforcement agencies in the ongoing war against insurgency. He wondered why the military, which was once regarded as Africa's best, could have problems dislodging Boko Haram insurgents. Buhari, however, promised to overhaul the system and restore the lost glory of the security agencies in the country. President-elect spoke with a delegation from Kwara State led by the governor, Abdul Fatai Ahmed, paid him a courtesy call in his office in Abuja.
Roads are very critical to development and growth of our people, because 70% of our people live in rural environments. And for them to really be seen to be part and parcel of Nigeria, they require to improve on access, which we are sure will not only help access to healthcare, access to farmlands, which is the bottom of the economy, but also access to other communities for exchange of goods and services.
You need to be in good terms with your neighbor, even religiously. That will make security much better, and trade and industry. Even with Boko Haram, now Cameroon, Chad and Niger have to come and help Nigeria, because the Nigerian law enforcement agencies, including the military, could not secure 14 local governments out of the 774 local governments. after earning reputation from Burma to Zaire to Liberia to Sierra Leone to Togo. Yet 14 local governments have become a problem for Nigerian military now. That Cameroon, Chad, and Niger have to come and help us.
All three senators-elect from Kogi State were also in Abuja on a courtesy call on President-elect Muhammadu Buhari. Speaking at the session with them, the president-elect urged them to deliver on the promises they made on the campaign trail. The senators-elect were led to the APC presidential campaign office by former Kogi State Governor Abubakar Audu.
We want to assure you once again that when you count on support from any state in Nigeria, you count on Kogi State first. We know what we went through when the detractors said you have no supporters in Kogi State. But Kogis have spoken and spoke very loud, very, very loud indeed, so that all the doubting Thomases have been put to shame. And by the special grace of God, we will be a trustworthy, dependable, reliable children of yours.
Now, for you elected members, I'm going to make a special appeal to you. Constitutionally, you know you are standing on a very firm ground. What I'm asking of you is to please try and work with your colleagues across the country to make sure that the unprecedented gain we have, we maintain it and sustain it for the benefit of our country.
The All Progressive Congress in Plateau State insists it will be compelled to investigate the activities of Governor John Jang should he continue to embark on what is called unwarranted policies geared towards leaving heavy burden for the incoming administration. The leadership of the APC in Plateau State told journalists in Jos that the sources close to the activities of government have revealed that the state government has commenced indiscriminate recruitment of staff and placement of retiring staff barely 6 weeks before the expiration of the John Jang administration. The details.
The alleged massive recruitment embarked upon by the outgoing PDP government in the state has been viewed as a banana peel laid against the incoming APC government. It has also been observed that since the coming of Governor Jang administration in 2007, there has been no employment or promotion in the state. Rather, thousands had been laid off. The state chairman of the APC, Lateb Dabang, stated that the party is not comfortable with the hasty recruitment of 6,800 people cutting across ministries, departments, and agencies. Dabang claims it is being done in bad faith since the exercise did not follow due process and meant to leave a burden for the incoming government. While governance is a continuous process, the incumbent government should ensure the smooth takeoff of the new administration without any form of rancor.
Which is very, very correct. We are not only trying foul. Is that information have reached us that they want to overload the system with workers. And so, like I read out in this press statement, they have already given directives to the Civil Service Commission to formalize and backdate this employment to 2013 and 2014.
The bank threatened that if the John Jang administration continues with the arbitrary employment process and creation of districts as well as awarding of contracts, they of the APC will be forced to probe the outgoing PDP government.
Happening that it will appear they are abusing this trust and this gentleman posture that the APC have adopted, believing that they were going to be disciplined in the process. But if they are already committing government by awarding contracts at the last minute of their tenure, when they will not be there to oversee the execution of such products, More so that there are lots of liabilities from contractors that have not been paid. We felt this thing is being done in bad faith.
Well, happening now in Ado-Ekiti State, Council of Elders is meeting over the protracted crisis rocking the political sphere of the state. The meeting has in attendance former governor of the old Ondo State, Bamidele Oluminlua, and elder statesman Pa Deji Fashion, the secretary of the APC Elders Forum, Bayo Orire. The meeting is a conglomeration of non-partisan elders in the state and party leaders cutting across APC and the PDP. Turning attention to Imo State, where the Commissioner of Police has reiterated the command readiness for the April-May 25th supplementary governorship and the State House of Assembly polls in the state. Imo Police boss disclosed this in an interview with CoreTV News.
We now have much more power. We have with this few polling units, we see minimum 100 of them. We will police the place. So that's why I said that we are very well prepared.
Mohamed Morsi and others have been sentenced to 20 years jail term. There's more on this after the break. To stay with us.
From time immemorial, women have birthed life, shaped character, and by extension, influenced the society. Moremi of Ife, Emotan of Benin, Queen Aminat of Zaria, all women of influence and power.
Whether it's before election, after election.
How ironical. Women being so powerful, yet have few grounds in decision making.
They see you as a wife, and I see you as a wife to a man.
We are talking women in politics.
A woman will be bold enough to stand up and say, I want to become president of Nigeria.
Only on CoreTV News.
And outside Nigeria, an Egyptian court on Tuesday, April the 21st, sentenced ousted President Mohamed Morsi and 12 other defendants to 20 years in jail for involvement of the arrest and torture of protesters during his rule. But the court acquitted Morsi, Egypt's first freely elected president, of murder charges that could have seen him sentenced to death over the killings of a journalist and 2 protesters during clashes outside the presidential palace in 2012. And that's it on the news. Do join us at the top of the hour for Global News. I am Sabina Izuki, and thank you very much indeed for watching.